All right, everyone. I wanted to start off talking a bit about the Campfire in Raid Shadow Legends, and you guys will see why in a second here. Now, I get a lot of people asking me the question, does the Campfire do anything in Raid Shadow Legends? Is there any secret way to unlock or activate the Campfire? Are there any plans for the Campfire in the future, or is it just kind of background in the main screen for the game? And unfortunately, it is the latter and not the former. It doesn't do anything. There's no secret way to unlock or activate it, and to my knowledge, there doesn't seem to be any plans to do anything with the Campfire, at least in the immediate future. Now, the most exciting thing that they've actually done with the Campfire is over the holidays, and those of you guys who've been playing the game for a while, you probably know this, but they turned it into a Yule tree. And the same questions that people ask about the Campfire, people were asking it 10 times more about the Yule tree. Does it do anything? Is there any secret way to activate or unlock it? And is it going to give us presents? That's something else a lot of people were asking back then as well. And unfortunately, the answer was pretty much the same thing as the Campfire. It didn't do anything. There was no way to unlock it. And it was just kind of background for the main screen of the game. Now, the reason why I wanted to start off talking about this is because I actually saw a very cool post, and this whole video is kind of inspired by this, a suggestion from none other than Ayumi Love, the individual who is responsible for that really awesome resource that I link in a lot of my videos descriptions and talk about, where you can look up stuff about champions and their skills and all that really important stuff. But he made a suggestion to actually turn the Campfire in Raid Shadow Legends into kind of like a gem mine, except instead of for gems, it would be for energy. And I thought this was a really cool suggestion. Not only did I think it was really cool, but it seems like 566 other people thought it was a really cool idea as well. So I wanted to not only highlight this suggestion, but also talk about some other really big suggestions and ideas that not only myself, but a lot of other people have been asking from Raid Shadow Legends and from Plarium for a very, very long time. So out of the 200 plus videos that I have up on the channel, this is kind of one of the very few that I really hope Plarium, if you're out there, if you're watching, if you're listening, this is one of the few that I really want them to actually pay attention to, because these are some really big things that we have been asking for a very long time. And obviously, there's a lot going on right now with the whole energy discussion because of patch 1.15 increasing the account level to 100, and Plarium stating that there are no plans to increase the maximum energy. So once again, I really do hope that they end up changing their mind on this, because it could lead to some pretty bad consequences. And my biggest concern is actually new content, because if they don't increase the maximum energy, the thing is, those of you guys who have not been playing the game for a while, you might not know, but Dragon Stage 15 and all the dungeons were capped at Stage 15 for the longest time here. And then they actually added Stages 16 through 20 later on. But you can see that the amount of energy that you use incrementally goes up as the stages do. So if they keep the maximum energy at 130 and they don't increase it, what's going to happen when they add more content to the game? What if Dragon Stages 21 through 25 come out and it costs 18 energy instead of 16 energy? Well, in that case, we're actually going to be able to not even do the same number of runs, but we'll actually at least lose one run worth of dragon runs per energy refill if it goes up to, say, 18 energy. So not only that, but it would be really nice to be able to sleep a full 8 hours without having to worry about your energy hitting the maximum, because right now I know it's around like 6.5 hours or so is what it takes to go from 0 energy to maximum energy just by waiting for it to refresh. So I hope they reconsider once again. But now let's get into some of the other really big suggestions that not only myself, but a lot of people have had with Raid Shadow Legends for a long time. So the biggest one by far is we need a place to farm skill books. Or if you're not going to throw in a place to farm skill books, there should be something like skill pages at least, right? You know, maybe we won't be able to get the entire skill books right off the bat all in one go, but then some idea of skill pages where we can then farm skill pages and then combine those skill pages into skill books. Now, we know that the Void Tower is actually going to be coming to the game sooner rather than later, hopefully. This is going to be in one of the upcoming updates in the next few months or so, and I really am hoping that there is going to be some way to get skill books on a consistent consistent basis from the Void Tower when it does come out. Now, a lot of people don't know, Faction Wars, it wasn't out right when the game came out, but I was really excited when Faction Wars came out because I saw these skill tomes here, and I thought that these rewards were going to be farmable, that there was going to be a way through Faction Wars to get farmable skill books, but unfortunately, these special rewards here that you get from the boss stages are only one-time rewards, and just like the actual progress bar as well, all the stuff in the Faction Wars when it comes to skill books is one-time rewards. The only place that there are consistent skill books in the game that you can get is the clan boss, and the thing is, it's very, very RNG as well. You can easily go weeks without getting skill books, and you know, another big suggestion that a lot of people have had with the clan boss is to kind of take away that RNG aspect, because it's one of the most important places of the game to focus on for those resources like skill books. What if we had like a clan boss type of store instead of complete RNG rewards from the actual chests? What if we got a currency, you know, tokens or something like that, kind of similar to, you know, the stuff that we use for the Great Hall, except for the clan boss, and then we can end up using those in order to buy the stuff that we want, whether it's gear, whether it's shards, or of course whether it is skill books, because that would take away a lot of the RNG aspect of having to rely on luck from those clan boss chests. And arena chests as well, you know, they could add skill books to those, but right now there is a buff coming to the actual arena chests, but the problem is it has nothing to do with anything except artifacts. The only buff that is coming is they are adding, you know, 4 to 5 additional artifacts that you are going to get from the weekly arena chest. It's still only once per week, and it's not going to change any other aspects or add skill tomes. So there's a lot they could do, and I know a lot of people have been asking for some way to consistently farm skill books in the game for a long time. So probably the #1 suggestion in the game, besides all the discussion going on with energy right now. So Plarium, I hope you're listening on that one right there. Now, the other thing that I wanted to highlight on, and this one is kind of maybe a little bit more of my suggestion. I haven't seen this one really reflected as much in the community, but I definitely think that this is something that needs to be updated or revamped, is the actual marketplace. Now, I've talked about this in a lot of my videos of where to spend gems and where not to spend gems, and if you guys have watched those videos, you know that one of my biggest suggestions of not to spend your gems is refreshing the market, because the marketplace has not been updated since the game came out. It's still the same stuff at level 60, and it definitely needs an improvement right here. At level 60, it's still mostly 3-star gear, which is just, there's literally zero chance that level 60 players are ever even going to be looking at the 3-star gear. So it's mostly 3 and 4-star with the very rare 5-star piece of gear, and then it has to actually roll really well. I mean, I would say it might be every couple of weeks or maybe even once per month. Very rarely will I find a piece of gear at the market that is even really worth considering the purchase. That is how rare it is, and I think a lot of it is because it's polluted by so much 3-star gear. So that's a start, is they could end up taking out the 3-star gear. 6-star artifacts also came out, and they did not add any chance for 6-star artifacts to appear in the marketplace, so I think that's something else that they could end up doing. And also, you know, there's a lot of other stuff they could do. Like, we only have common and uncommon champions in the marketplace. They could add, even if it's a small chance to get rare champions, that would be really cool, and definitely would be a great change to people who might not have access to as many resources like ancient shards and sacred shards. And speaking of that, they could also, you know, add, even if it's an incredibly small chance for additional shards like void shards or sacred shards, you know, something along those lines. Even if it's a tiny, tiny chance, give people maybe at least somewhat of a reason to refresh, because as of right now, spending 5 gems refreshing the market is just a complete waste of resources. Or add, you know, something like energy refills to the marketplace. Ancient shards are great, but the thing is, they're only limited to 5 per month. Once you buy those 5 ancient shards, that's it. You're not going to see them again for another 30 days or so. Maybe they could end up removing that cap or increasing it. It just needs an update. They need to do something with this here, and that's kind of one of the things on my list of suggestions that I would give to the game. So that the skill books, that's the biggest one by far. And then, of course, all of the discussion that we have with energy. These are some of the really big things that I'm hoping to see improvements to coming to the game in the future. But I'm interested in opening it up to you guys. What do you want to see from Plarium and Raid Shadow Legends coming up in their next few updates? What are other things that you are looking for out of the game, whether it is specific new content or quality of life features or new ways to get certain resources in the game? Feel free to let me know in the comment section, and I'm going to be taking a close look at this one, reading, and maybe even relaying some of these suggestions to the Diamonds and other people at Plarium to see if there's actually anything they can do about this. So with that all being said, that is going to be it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help out, leaving a like means a whole bunch. So thank you to all of you who do that. And more raid videos should be popping up on the screen right about now. Feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, have a great day, everyone. And this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.